Yeah, when you hear them talking about, they understand, the disappointment of having to, go to Russia expecting, not winning, but at least expecting African teams to actually go for. Senegal was one of the favorites. Nigeria, of course, one of the favorites. But somehow it just didn't happen for most of the fans who went to Russia to watch. And we have one right here in the studio. We call him 3-in-1. He's here. He's back from Russia with love, right? Rotimi Akindele, how you doing?
Good morning, guys. Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's good to have you join us.
Thank you.
Did you shake hands with Vladimir Putin?
Fantastic guy.
And
moving on.
So we had wrong, the perception about the place was wrong?
Yeah. That's the truth.
All right. Okay. All right, share your experience with us.
Thank you.
Some
in
some
1 minute.
In 1 minute. Some very good moments. I don't know, maybe the Nigerian angle or whatever, but just moments that you treasure from Russia.
It might sound a bit weird or funny, but I actually treasured the day I saw a Nigerian meal, or the day I had a Nigerian meal.
Right there in Russia.
I saw someone from CC's end that brought the meal.
How much did
I didn't
you
mind
spend?
the money I was going to pay for it anyway, but
Go
I mean, I treasured it. It was like the first time in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good treasure.
All right. Now the football.
Okay, back to the football.
Really?
The Fan Fest was something to always look forward to seeing. You always look forward to attending the Fan Fest. It was well put together. The kind of organization that goes into the Fan Fest itself, the way the fans, were handled was top notch. The delivery from football to logistics to seeing the games across all the centers was top notch. Security was fantastic. Save for one or two stories, and that would probably be maybe after the day's event. Maybe you went into a club or something and then you got into a fight and all of that. Save for all of that, the way the fans were handled across all centers was top notch. It was fantastic. I think that's one of the biggest highlights for me at the World Cup. And I just, I was asking myself, can we replicate a Fan Fest successfully in Nigeria? I mean, across all the centers simultaneously now.
That's if we are
hosting a big event. It left me asking a whole lot of questions. I don't know. There was a whole lot that was just, I don't want to use the word perfect, but that was very okay.
Close.
Very good.
Yeah.
Close to.
But I think we actually can, because if you check during the World Cup, we have some centers across Lagos where you have fans.
That is a state.
To watch.
I'm talking of
overall,
board,
across the whole
and then
country.
running it successfully simultaneously.
We could, if we could use Lagos as a benchmark, if we could do that successfully here. I didn't go to other states while the World Cup was going on. I think some other states did it, but we can't really say, what happened. I think if Lagos was successful, I think we can.
Successful in quote, but I don't want to be a pessimist.
I think we can.
You've always loved to be a pessimist.
I don't want to.
We actually can. We can. I mean, it was actually fun. I mean, we enjoyed most of it.
It was fun. And one of the things they did again was the Fan Fest was usually very close to a park. They've got different parks. So you could go...
because if you want to look at it, look at the total package. There's a lot. There's security, there's infrastructure. I mean,
and the interesting thing, nothing was free. Like, every vendor had to sell. So nothing was free.
Well, everybody was happy to pay.
Everybody was happy to pay. Even FIFA had to put up an official fan shop at all the Fan Fest parks. And you see it, I mean, thousands of people trooping in, going out, shuttle buses and all, roads being closed, just to ensure that if you can't be inside the stadium, you still have that fun. Yeah, the Fan Fest at Moscow, for instance, was just like opposite the Luzhniki Stadium. So it was like, hey,
sometimes you want to be there rather than go into the stadium.
A lot of persons actually prefer
the Fan
Fest than even going to the stands. It was that solid. I think that's one of the biggest highlights of the World Cup for me, the Fan Fest.
Okay, Fan Fest. Should I ask you about the game? Which game was really, crucial for you? For all the games, pick one.
Crucial or will remember?
No, crucial for him. Crucial, remembrance, anything. What do you feel just...
Okay, I'm not going to talk about Nigerian games. But the Russia-Spain game,
I
was really rooting for the host, and it ended well.
That was my worst game ever. Jeez.
How?
Okay.
Should we go into that game?
Oh, no. We don't want to see that anymore.
You are looking at, you know what? You are looking at it.
It should be scrapped from the history of the World Cup.
That's your opinion.
That game never happened.
No, you are looking at it from the angle of a neutral watching football.
Enjoy.
What were you expecting? That Russia was going to outplay Spain?
No, I just wanted good football. I mean, I wanted
to see good football.
Something that I would enjoy, and not.
You needed to see how that nation that didn't expect their team to go through.
You're talking about the victory, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Not the game itself.
The game itself. I mean, I was looking at the mood now, not even what's happening on the pitch anyway. But that was the biggest game for me because I was actually Russian on that day.
Okay.
And it ended well.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know how you start to
just add a V to your surname so that it can sound.
Yeah, pronounce it maybe of the air anyway. No problem.
All right. Let's move on.
Vladimir, right? Vladimir.
No,
that sounds nice. Vladimir.
He said he added a V. He didn't say he removed the arrow.
You have to remove one to make it happen.
Okay, let's go on.
Now let's talk about what's happening right here in Nigeria. Talking about the African tour that took place yesterday, more like a flag of four. Should I use the word a flag of, or just setting the pace, or opening the Stephen Keshi Stadium, where you have the LOC? They even had to run the track how it is before all the athletes came out to really, take to the track and see how beautiful it looked. They had the hurdles, the 400 meters hurdle for the women, the men, then the 4x100 meters hurdle also for the women. Then they have the 100 meters for the men and women. Then you have the 400 meters men and women and all that. All the athletes really enjoying themselves. But here, the dominant athletes were actually, Divine Nduduru. I mean, he's here, he won 100 meters. Then you have Joy Udo Gabriel also winning the 100 meters for the women's event. And Patience Oko George, you can't rule her out when it comes to athletics. She's always there, the 400 meters. She won it. Salihu Isa, I mean, I was surprised he won the 400 meters event. Also, I was like, oh, this guy is still very much around. But then the athletes actually enjoy it. And the LOC, having to have 80% success of this. Hopefully, when the main event starts on August 1st, we'll have a better deal here. Talking about the 21st edition of the African Senior Athletics Championship taking place in Asaba.
Oh, well, it's nice that we've actually been able to put up this kind of thing to this extent.
Pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, it's pleasing to the eye. I just hope that by the time it starts, we'll see a lot of fans coming, enjoy the best of athletics. And, I mean, the top names will be around, the top countries. It's an African thing. South Africa, the North Africans, the East Africans.
They had better show up.
All of them. No, they are coming.
No, of course.
Like I said yesterday, most of them have indicated that they would come, and it will be a moment to treasure.
They have to come because it's more like a
championship. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Even Diamond Leagues and big events, you have some of these big stars that will give you one excuse for not showing up.
Yeah.
Either it's not part of my something.
Because
it's money. You miss Diamond League, you miss money. So who cares?
So I'm just saying I want to see some of those names that we've seen, bless the tracks with their performance.
It should be fun because I saw a story about training the groundsmen and the volunteers. I hope they take to that training pretty well so that we don't have any issues.
Incidents.
Yeah, incidents. By the time the championship starts. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully we can be a part of that and see the best of athletics happening in Nigeria.
Yeah, we can wait for that to happen.
Yes.
One of the winners talking about Divine Nduduru, he was really excited, being here and being able to win the 100 meters again.
Well, it's a great expectation because I have to come back home and do my best. This is where I grew up, so there's a lot of expectation for me because I have people from all over the places coming to watch me, from my high school, from my home, different people coming. So I just have to do what I need to do, talk to my coach, train Ed, and I got my result from working hard. Well, I'm not gonna give an extent of what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna do that to make my country proud. It's an honor to represent your country, and it's like a privilege also to be there to wear your country colors. So
that's him right there. Obviously, he's always a crowd pleaser any day, any time. I mean, when you see him on the track, you just want to... he's just got this infectious personality, so to speak.
He never experienced anything.
Come on now, not again. No, but he's doing well in Texas right now, just NCAA champion and all that, getting some records. Here he ran 10.40 seconds. Well, But then
probably good enough to win on the African scene.
Of course, yes, good enough.
African
more than good enough. Yeah, good enough.
Fingers crossed. There are 2 South Africans that he has to fight with. So let's wait.
Yeah, we'll see if he'll be able to do that. 10.44 seconds. So that's really cool. Then you have Orogene Aguero, 10.46 seconds.
That's
Enoch Adegoke, 10.52 seconds.
You could look at it from the angle of maybe personal best.
It's just an event and all that. I mean, he's done better than that. This is just...
It will probably push himself more for the big one.
I mean, he has to.
Of course, no, he has to.
That's why I mentioned
he needs to get it. He needs to be an African champion. We just can't wait for that to happen. But we're happy that Asaba is ready and is ready to host and all that. So we'll wait August 1st and see when all the athletes, everyone is around. So the LOC, they're really happy about what is happening right there in Asaba Delta State. So something we're really, really getting right here in athletics.
Yes, sir. We're happy. Everything going on according to plan. So when the top stars that we expect, when they show up, I'm very sure they'll love what we're seeing. Like I said, it's pleasing to the eye. Okay, let's leave athletics now and go talk about football. Let's talk about the CAF Confederation Cup. We can't be talking about the CAF Champions League. We don't have any team there. So let's talk about the CAF Confederation Cup.
What? You had to rub that too.
Just have to say that so that, we'll know that our work is cut out for us. These are some of the results, Rotimi. Let me quickly run through this. Of course, of interest to us in Group C, Enyimba beating Williamsville, Joliba beating Kara Brazzaville. You have some other results. Aztec Mimosa lost at home to Raja Casablanca. These are some of the results that you have. Gor Mahia putting 4 goals past Young Africans. Ryan Sports lost to USM Algiers. Al Hilal Omdurman played a 2-2 draw with the Mozambican club, Songo. And you also have Al Masry going away and picking up a draw. Before we look at Group C standings, because it looks good, I must say. But before we look at that, your immediate reaction to some of these results, I felt that Enyimba should have done more than scoring a goal. But a win is a win. A win is a win.
Yeah, especially at this stage of the competition where goals doesn't really matter. I'm talking of the number of goals you score. If you can score, if there's something like half a goal, as long as you can get the 3 points, just do it and get the 3 points. And that's what Enyimba did. Yes, you can look at it from the football angle and feel it's not solid enough. It's not convincing enough.
Because it didn't help their goal defense.
Of course, definitely. But the fact that you were able to churn out the 3 points, add it to your tally, they now have 6 from a possible 9. That's still pretty fair for Enyimba. And also, the fact that Kara, went to Mali and lost. So it looks like it got cancelled out after beating Enyimba the last time. So I think on paper, when it comes to the standings, it's good for Enyimba, but they probably have to improve.
But when they travel to this team that they beat 1-0 and 1-0, and you saw that team pushing to just...
It's an Ivorian side, so you expect the tough fight. I won't be surprised if Williamsville gets back to Abidjan or something and get a win. But now it depends on the number of goals. So if Enyimba can do enough to avoid a defeat, or even just lose by a goal margin, should still be fair for them. And hopefully Joliba can also come back to Congo and, help them by getting a decent result that could still make Enyimba very good, to qualify for the next round.
All right, let's see what Group C looks like. Initially, I said it looks good for Enyimba after 3 games. That's what you have on screen. The unique thing is that goals difference, everybody is
so it
still plays with Enyimba's hand anyway.
It's still very open, still in Enyimba's hands. As I said, avoid a defeat in Williamsville should be good for you, and hopefully let's see what happens really.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Good one for Enyimba. I hope we'll be staying that after the 4th game in the group. That's on July 29th. All right, let's go on a break. When we return, we'll still be talking sports all the way. Join us again.